All right. So let's just get into it. I promised that I would provide updates as they come in. Also, this time, I will not be showing any of Kimberly's personal information. So that means a page, I'm not even going to redact it. I'm not going to show it, but I am going to show the first page. Okay. I'm not even going to, like I said, I'm not even going to put it up the other pages. Okay. Danielle Robertson, the U.S. Marshals are on their way. They're on their way. Where's my tick-tock clock? Yes, I said that this would be a rolling countdown. So 12 days from now, 22 hours, 8 minutes, and 38 seconds will take us to September the 30th. Yes. So the U.S. Marshals, they've been given their order. Yes, they have. I'm going to show you that here in just a moment. Just a moment. Let me come out and say hello to at least my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black. Good evening. Okay. Any questions, concerns, suggestions, comments, you can email me right now at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Did you take the poll? I put up a poll. Let's see. And the question was, do you think, or is, it's still up, and the poll is still running. Do you think D for Danielle is going to run? Out of 46 votes, we have 80% say yes and 19% say no. Go ahead, take the poll. I'm going to leave it up for now. Do you think D for Danielle, aka Danielle Robertson, pseudonym, is going to run? I have a document, a video that she deleted where she says, and I quote, if she thinks she's going to get caught, she's gonna run. She's going to disappear, to be exact. Is that worse than running? She used the word disappear. All one and the same semantics. Disappear. Okay. Music is turned down. So go ahead, take that poll right now, real quick. At least 10 names. We got Gia Papaya, McClurg here tonight. Latoya, good evening. Junebug, Makeup Diva and Curls. Love Wins is with us tonight. What you gonna do? That's right. What you gonna do when they come for you, Danielle? Because they're on their way. They're on their way. Let's go ahead and put up that receipt. And I made sure I embossed, overlaid it. I can, bring it up closer. But it's there. Let me remove that run till that two banner at the bottom. Let me just do that so you can see that date at the bottom. I want you to see this. Today's date, September 16th, 2024. Acknowledgement, United States Marshal. Wait a minute. Signatures. Let me take this down so you can see it. Signature or stamp. Let's just stay with that for a moment, shall we? It's got Danielle Robertson's name on it and the United States Marshal Service have received their order. It's documented. It is stamped. It is legal. Congratulations. In order, are in order to Kimberly Smith. Lovewind says this calls for wine. This calls for wine. Yes, frame that sucker. And we're going to see the entire thing. But just take that in for a moment. Danielle Robertson, you said who going to check you, boo? Oh, you've been checked. It's check. Oh, we're not to the checkmate yet, but this is check. It has Danielle Robertson, today's date, and the United States Marshal Service. That's right. Have acknowledged. Right here. You see that? Deputy Clerk, September 16th. Today has arrived this day. Now, the clock starts ticking, Danielle. Are you going to run? Are you going to disappear? Are you going to change something? Because remember, Danielle Robertson says, I'm never going to be found. The U.S. Marshals, Danielle. That it says the United States Marshal Service. That's who got their orders, Danielle. Now, let's take a look so people can see whose name is on it. Danielle Robertson, defendant. You see, let's blow it up. Can we do that? Danielle, right here. Let's just take that in for a moment. It's Danielle Robertson. The same Danielle Robertson who has been terrorizing a number of YouTubers, but we're focusing here because it was Kimberly Smith successfully filed legal documents in U.S. federal court here in Detroit, Michigan. And now we are at this point. Danielle Robertson didn't even think it was going to get this far. She thumbed her nose at Kimberly. I'm giving my commentary. This defendant, Danielle Robertson, has said over the years, who's going to check me, boo? She's boasted. She's been emphatic. There have been a number of people, some of her revengers, who've also made videos and statements. Says, Danielle Robertson, she'll never get caught. She'll never be found. She'll never be checked. And because of that, Danielle Robertson made her own video. Says if it ever gets to the point where she's going to be found out, she's going to disappear. There's a question. There's a poll. Do you think Danny Robertson, D for Danielle, is going to run? Okay. Because I have a YouTube channel and I'm a blogger, I can provide commentary. Unlike last time, where I'm going to acknowledge again, I posted information that was sensitive. Okay. Personal information. Okay. Identifier. I have reconciled that, and I am no longer going to do it. I said I would take all precautions not to do that. Okay. And I acknowledge Kimberly Smith's concern. I did. And the era, so that it doesn't happen again. But I wanted to say it once more to Kimberly Smith. Okay. Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Let me read a few of your comments. Let's size this down so we can focus. United States District Court in the Eastern District of Michigan. Okay. Kimberly Smith is the plaintiff and Danielle Robertson is the defendant. Let me turn this down just a little bit more. Case number 2412213, Judge Lori J. Mickelson. Magistrate Judge Kimberly G. Altman. Acknowledgement of receipt of documents. The following documents were delivered to the United States Marshal for service process. Were delivered. The United States Marshals have such documents now. 1. Order directing service, reservice dated 8/28/2024. 2. USM 285 and summons form. 3. One copy of the complaint, which is 28 pages, I think, in length. It's dated September 10, 2024, Deputy Clerk, and now it has been acknowledged, delivered to U.S. Marshals Service. It's stamped, it's not fake. Now, let's talk about this, shall we? Okay, so there are more documents behind, but I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to give any detail, but I wanted people to see that. I'm not going to show you anything else, nothing, because there is more. For those of you who have already emailed me about the document, I will not be showing any more of the document. Okay. I show that because it's a receipt, the stamp, the date. For all the naysayers, the door knockers, the disbelievers, who, if I didn't show at least that portion, hang on for one more second, would say that we're making it up. I wanted people to see it. Okay? I will not be showing any of the detail. No more. Out of respect for the request not to. And I want to see how Danielle's going to run from the U.S. Marshal. She doesn't know where they're coming. She doesn't know when they're coming. She doesn't know the complete game plan. She just thinks she does. She thinks she does. Danielle, you can run, but I don't think you can hide. The layers are getting ready to be peeled back one by one by one. You can grab your stuff now, girl. But the U.S. Marshals are coming. They're on their way. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know what date, time, or place. You don't know. You don't know what people know. You think you do. You said, and I have it documented. Again, I'm going to repeat it. It is documented, people. Her intent, She said if she ever thought she was going to be found out, she was going to disappear. I have it in her voice. I have her saying numerous things. You can be mad. You can try to shut things down. Whether people are on YouTube or not, the United States Marshal is looking for you. They got 3 documents, or should I say it more properly, the United States Marshal Service are in receipt of 3 documents. They've been given their assignment to deliver such documents to you. Let's talk about it, people. As the clock is ticking down to that next point in this process is to be served. So let's take it from here. 12 days, 21 hours, 47 minutes, 15 seconds, maybe, just maybe inside of that. You mean we've got some breaking news? Let me see if I can confirm that on entertainment news. We have something about Sean Diddy Combs. Let's see. Sean Combs arrested in Manhattan after grand jury indictment. Arrested. You mean Sean Puffy Combs arrested? You can run, but you can't hide. This is 2024. They gonna get their man. They're going to get their man. Oh, they have taken him into custody. Somebody said the U.S. Marshals, they're going to be busy. They're busy. McClurg says, that's right, Teddy. They have been watching, under surveillance, no matter how many yachts he has, no matter how many jets he has, no matter how many private islands he can escape to, no matter how many places he can run. Well, tonight, he's been arrested. I'm sure his legal team, they say, are disappointed. Oh. Innocent until proven guilty. That's what it is in this country. Innocent until proven guilty. But right now, if he hasn't gotten out, somebody came a-knocking. And it wasn't the kind of knock, knock, knock boots that he's used to. Okay, Gia Papaya says, are the U.S. Marshal Service bigger than the FBI? That's a good question. It's federal, right? Let's find out. Let me look. Let me see if I can type something. Let's see. The U.S. Marshal and the FBI are both federal law enforcement agencies, but they serve different functions, and neither is bigger in a direct sense. It's more about their roles in areas of authority. The key difference, the primary function of the U.S. Marshals, they are the nation's oldest federal law enforcement agency. Really? They're the oldest. And are primarily responsible for the custody and transportation of federal prisoners, protection of federal courts, apprehension of fugitives, and managing witness protection programs. They handle day-to-day operations for court security and the enforcement of federal warrants. On the other hand, the FBI is a domestic intelligence and security service and the principal federal investigative agency. Its scope includes investigating terrorism, cybercrime, organized crime, corruption, and major federal crimes like kidnapping and bank robbery. So you've got investigative agency and then the enforcement. You know, the jurisdictions, the U.S. Marshals operate mainly within the federal judicial system, okay, managing the court orders and providing law enforcement support related to the judicial process. The FBI has a much broader mandate with authority to investigate and enforce federal laws across the country. They deal with matters of national security and large-scale criminal operations. Okay, there's more that can be said about that. Also, let me tell you what this acknowledgement that I showed you from the courts indicates. It's that it's a certain legal document has been handed over to the U.S. Marshal for the purpose of service of process. So some of the key elements that we can expect: documents delivered. The U.S. Marshal, one, has received their specific legal documents for action. So the summons, the complaint, the USM 285, which, by the way, I didn't tell you what the USM 285 is. That's a form used by the U.S. Marshal's Office to track the service of process. And then also an order directing service or reservice, which I showed you. This likely refers to a court order, and it does in this case, instructing U.S. Marshals to serve these documents to the defendant or reserve if the previous service attempt failed. So what happens next? The Marshal serves the documents. The U.S. Marshal will now locate the defendant and serve them with the summons, complaint, and the other court orders. Okay. Proof of service. Remember, we talked about this. So once the service is completed, the Marshals will fill out the USM 285 form and return it to the court as proof that the documents were successfully delivered to the defendant. Then another clock begins. The defendant's response. So after being served, the defendant typically has a set amount of time. It's usually 21 days to respond to the complaint, either by filing an answer or a motion to dismiss. So this step is very important. And this is moving the lawsuit forward. It's formal. It will be notifying the defendant of legal action. Okay? So that we are clear. Okay? Again, I just showed you the cover. There's another page with much more detail. Okay? Let me continue to go up. You can email me right now at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. You can include your questions, your comments, suggestions. It could be, pretty much anything from the sound of the mic to, whatever, within reason, and I can decide to answer it, right? I'm going to put up my email right here. Diddy is in trouble. Trouble we see. I'm sure it's on the news. Everybody and their cousin report on this. It's going off like haywire. Yes. A miracle says, whoa, child. Go Marshals. Good evening, Tigerlicious. All comments and opinions in the chat are allegedly. Yes, the FBI, Latoya says, is bigger. Trust me. McClurg, U.S. Marshals are the best at finding those needed to be found. Let me just check my email quickly. All right. If you sent an email to me, I have responded. It's an important email, so please read it carefully. All right. Let's see. Go back. I haven't read all my email, but I can see there are numerous. I will get to them. Please listen carefully. Let's go all the way up. Turn the music back down. Get your reaction. Let's take a look at the question tonight. Do you think Danielle is going to question tonight? Let's mute that. It's changed. With 76 votes, we've got yes, 78%, and 22% of you say no, who took the poll. Okay? 78 yes, 22 say no. Love Win says, I voted. Okay, let's fair use commentary. Keep going down. So proud of my baby. Well done, Kimmy Love. Toasting it up to Kimmy. So are we wearing pearls to celebrate? A large print. That's right. I want to make sure you can see it without specs on. Order from a real headquarters. Large print. Danielle, the U.S. Marshals are coming. They're on their way. Remember what she said? Oh, y'all forgot. In 2021, as Kaiser Sose, as she was trolling Nosy Hole Live, she put up a comment with fire, emojis, and said, we're on our way. This time, 3 years later, the U.S. Marshals are saying the same thing. They're on their way. They're on their way, Danielle. Are you going to run? Are you going to disappear? Like you said? You said that was your intent. That's your intent. I have it as a receipt. It's a fine receipt. So I can easily say without any reservation, Danielle Robertson on this platform. This isn't defamation, Danielle. This is out of your own mouth. You can say, well, you've got to play it. I'm no fool, Danielle. I'll play it when it's necessary. At this point, guys, I'm not playing nothing of hers. I didn't play it when she struck me. I didn't. But I'm not even going to do that. My voice. That's right. Well, I'm surprised I don't know what to say, LOL. Mean Kimmy say, nope, not me. Not me. That's right. McClurg is shady. Teddy, 100%. Cheryl Lay says, from this point forward, again, all comments are yours and opinions. Cheryl says, from this point forward, Kimmy will no longer respond to any requests for information, as we are now officially involved in a lawsuit. Continue. As with all malignant narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths who manipulate narratives to serve their own agendas, DR will inevitably claim she was never served. The clock is ticking. She can do whatever she's going to do, like run, like disappear. That's what she said she's going to do. You don't run when you don't have a reason to. You don't run from the authorities and try to hide when you have nothing to hide. Who gonna check me, boo? Then stay still and let them check you. If it's all a lie, don't run, don't hide. You can run to the ends of the earth, Danielle. You can try to hide. They just arrested Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy. He thought he was not going to face the music. They've been watching him too. Who do you think you are? I mean, really. McClurg says, nowhere to run, baby, nowhere to hide. Listen carefully. Miracle, woohoo, Lord, it actually coming to light. People must learn on sensitive and personal information being displayed for all is illegal. Go, Kimberly Smith. Yes, we saw that P. Diddy was arrested. We got taken a dump, Blue Label. Confessions, oh yes, saw Diddy being arrested. Chess never checkers. Twitter is blowing up. Yes, a distraction. Speak for herself. Exactly, Teddy. Like, share the video. Thanks. You know what? We are just about at 1 hour. If I don't say anything else tonight, I've shared that with you, correct? Let me take a look at my email because there are several. Or Let me just go up the. Wow, there are more comments. Somebody named Jane Lucky or Luck says the U.S. Marshals are not going to track Danny down. They will serve the summons at the address as indicated. Oh. Jane, you think? You think? Okay. It's your opinion. Take your time, Teddy. Don't forget what is on the document as far as the U.S. Marshals sign a receipt to say that it has been serviced to the defendant. When we receive that, when a person sees that's been entered, she will have been served a lackey. So let's wait to see. Anything can happen. I'm not saying it's 100%. But right now, the U.S. Marshals are on their way. Right now, the U.S. Marshals are on their way. So all of the revengers who want to protect their God, throw up your swords, cross your swords, put them down in the ground for the U.S. Marshal. One of these days, kicking and screaming, something will be served. She's not invincible, Lucky. Although revengers think she's God. Some of them. She's not. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Go U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals are the best at finding. Makeup Diva says, U.S. Marshals, come baby, you in trouble. It's a document. It's a legal document. U.S. Marshals on their way. The clock is ticking. She will never know when they will come, but they are on their way. Joyce says she better not have those butter knives out when the marshals get to her. And just like she wants to snitch, snitch, snitch. That's all I must say. Look both ways before you cross the street. Isn't that what you were taught when you were a little girl, Danielle? Didn't your parents have that conversation, or your teacher have that conversation, or your, family members, somebody, everybody got that conversation. Do you remember when you first got yours? When somebody took your hand and walked you to the corner where there was a light or not. Always look both ways before you cross the street. You want to look left, you want to look right. You don't want to walk out into traffic. You don't want to misjudge the speed of an oncoming vehicle, because I've always been told when you're crossing the street and, tons of steel coming your way, you're not going to outrun a vehicle. That's kind of dangerous, right? So we all got that lesson when we were little children. I know y'all got it. Don't pretend like don't pretend like I'm the only person whose parents cared enough to take the time to walk them to the corner and to teach them a very valuable safety lesson. No, I didn't get all my safety lessons just from the teachers. My parents made sure. The really important ones. So don't pretend like your parents didn't do that with you. Ethan says D for don't drop the soap. Vicky, let's see what you have to say. You're throwing up some thumbs up. We've got 72 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get the likes up and subscribe if you care to. And make sure that you turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out. Joyce said, they should have taught her to test the waters before you jump in. That's another valuable lesson. You see, we all these common lessons that we're all taught. That's right. Cheryl says, cue the flying monkeys ready to jump into action and spin the narrative to suit her version of events. Again, if we rely on D for Danielle to be above board and not spin the narrative her way, we've got too much history to see that's what she does. Yeah. Oh, really? Valence says DR stated on Station Head. She said, anyone who comes to her house won't leave walking. It's recorded. And guess who has that recording? Valence? I do. I'm one of them that has it. She said, if anyone comes to her house, I could play it. Oh, I'm not going to play it. As a matter of fact, guys, I need people to follow me on all social media because we're going to figure out a way to play just these things so you can hear them. These are critical pieces of information that will go to her intent in her voice. She, as a matter of fact, you know what she said, Valence? She said, I'm going to get my gun. Y'all better leave me alone because I got it all recorded. That's right. Daniel Robertson said that. So if anything jump off, she has already said that. And she might say, well, I thought it was a burglar. And I put it just like that. A burglar. Whatever, Danielle. Yes, Valence says, I remember she used the G word and she wasn't cackling or laughing. She was crazy serious. Absolutely. Absolutely, she was serious. Absolutely, she was serious. And if people had my recording, to that I said, she don't have to worry about me coming near where she lived. But you know what? The U.S. Marshal, the federal government, Law enforcement, they got theirs too. Uh-huh. So I want to see her say that to them if anybody come. Let me be mindful of what I say in my chat. I want it to be legal. I want it to be for education. I want it to be for criticism. This is important. Today, we talked about what happened to Donald Trump. We talked about a weapon being in a bush. So there are times when it's appropriate to talk about such things. I have never and will never threaten anyone. I don't care what Danielle says. She tried to incite people by saying things such as that. I don't care how she wants to paint me. Right now, the U.S. Marshals have documents with your name, Danielle Robertson, on them. And they're coming to knock. And I don't think it's going to be for a wellness check. They got a document, several to hand. Make sure you get legal documents. It's not a fake. It won't be. It won't be Stacy. It won't be Stephanie. It's going to be the U.S. Marshal. Open up, Danielle. We're looking for Danielle Robertson. As she like to send police to other people's homes and then start laughing and lying. The first time she said it wasn't her that called, she didn't realize it was going to be recorded. Right now, you getting a heads up, aren't you, girl? You gonna run? Who you gonna take with you? Do you know I have a video where she talks about hiding? I'm not making this stuff up, guys. She's done very bad things. She said she's on here acting, behaving like a fool. She said it 4 times in a row. And I got that too. I got them all, Danielle. I'm not lying. And I'm not going to show you my receipts. I'm not going to play my receipts, but I got them. And people are just going to have to take my word for it or not. I don't care. Because, see, you can't be trusted. The Essence Aesthetics, good evening, says, I predict they will go to DEA and the body cam will surface as a red herring. I'm looking at an email. Someone who can't take the survey but wants to chime in, or not survey, but the poll, wants to say DR will not run. Okay. That's not what arrogant, narcissistic liars do. And on, but they are applauding Kimmy. Joyce said she won that reward money, aka tracking her monies, dummy. Let's see. Essence said, I don't think she will run. Okay. Valen says the dumb dishes don't even that the setup. Don't even the setup. Okay. She likens herself to Kaiser Sose, the infamous fictional character and central villain in the 1995 film The Usual Suspect. Yes, she does. There's many clues. That's why she appeared as Kaiser Sose on June the 23rd. Yes. On June the 23rd, she appeared as Kaiser Sose in Nosy Whole Life. Uh-huh. That was her. The essence says she will try and disguise until the bitter end. Absolutely. She's going to be like, you know, who would be on the run? Think of someone. She says nobody's smarter than her. She said one of the things she hates the most is when someone tries to outsmart her. And in this case, she's directing that at this lawsuit, at being served. She hates it. So she's going to be up all night and day and all night and all day where she gets the time and doesn't require sleep. She is figuring out a strategy right now. How to defeat, how to make a lie out of the U.S. Marshals, how to circumvent, how to get around, how. Right now, the focus is the U.S. Marshals have their orders, Danielle. Their assignment is to service you. It's in their hands now. You're smart, but you're not that smart. Let's see how much you're going to be able to get away with. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but I can tell you about the past. And the past is the U.S. Marshals have been given their order. They're on their way. Was signed by the U.S. Marshal Service. That's in the past. So I can tell you that. What is this? Yes. Kaiser Sose is described as the quintessential postmodern sociopath and one of the most captivating characters in recent American cinema. It was a great movie. Valent says, or her papa could be calling up lawyers for her. Joyce says, Valence, okay, I pity the fool. Ethan, I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to deactivate and delete everything before they come knocking. Absolutely, Ethan. She is scrubbing. You would think she is Mrs. Clean, Mr. Clean. She is scrubbing. She has been scrubbing the evidence for some time now. But there are electronic footprints. And even if she burns her computer, and if she is sitting in a pink chair and decides to ditch that, I said if. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. Danielle, the U.S. Marshals are on their way. Analyze This at Unwind with Teddy. Now, let me check once again, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm caught up with my mail and everything else. I'll look at the comments one last time. And yes, please email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Keep your bear phones on. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies. Please hit the like on your way out. Plus, let's take a look the final results of our poll of 87 votes. 75% of you think that Danielle is going to run, while 25% say no. All right, I think that's it. Thanks everyone for supporting Unwind with Teddy. Please subscribe to this channel and my others. That will do it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy.